Hello everyone, it's Ishi here and I welcome you to the Modern Dating Bible. As you already see by the titling of today's video, I want to talk about the signs that a man regrets or a guy regrets sleeping with you. You are a lady and you've been in this situation, you've been asking yourself questions, what's going on, what changed, and as much as you can most likely see that this man is ignoring me, and obviously, but some of the confusions comes like, what happened, what changed, why? Listen, there are obvious signs, unless if of course there are some, but let me tell you one thing for sure, you won't get it wrong with what I'm saying right now, because a lot of things play a role after you sleep with a guy. As a lady, that's why you start to explain some strange stuff about him. So I'm gonna give you the signs, and the first sign is you realize that after you slept with him, he instantly, when you try to call him, he no longer picks up your calls. And the thing is, what will make it easier for you is you realize that before then, he would easily pick up. So you see a change, he no longer pick up your calls, and like you can't get hold of him. You get what I'm saying? So that is the first sign that there is a chance that this man know something strange. Why I called him, he's no longer picking up. But before, he used to pick up. Unless, of course, if you find that he already used to be like that, you would be busy. Sometimes you would get hold of him, and at times you wouldn't. But the moment he does that and you realize, now start to worry, something could be wrong. And secondly, you find that when you text him, he just ignores your text, or he takes longer to respond as compared to the previous time, or for that to make it worse, he blue ticks you. You know, he just read your text, does not respond, and it just happens after you became intimate with him. So that is an indicator that somehow he is regretting, somehow he has some funny thoughts about the experience, but the bottom line is the thoughts are negative, okay? The thoughts are negative. And the third sign is you realize that after you got intimate with him, you begin to see that now whenever he no longer makes time to communicate with you, the communication now decreases, okay? After everything, he no longer really bothered to communicate with you, and it happened after. It's because one way or another is trying to detach or trying to make you not fall for him so much, but the bottom line is he is regretting, okay? And then fourth sign is he stops the chase. Most likely you find that he's been the one chasing, calling you, checking up on you before the deed happened, but after then he no longer bothers. He no longer, maybe even when he checks up, maybe he'll just check up the first day so that you don't think that he's heartless and all. Second day, third day, he's able to skip. He no longer even bothers where you at or whether you fine or all. So that is a sign that he is likely regretting being intimate with you. And now, the fifth sign is it the fifth or the fourth? But the next sign is you get to realize that now when you're supposed to meet up, he no longer makes time for you guys to meet up. Now he's just too busy. He does not even care about meeting you again or all these things. So that is another sign that the man is already regretting. And another sign next is he, when it comes to, he always makes excuses of meeting up. Instead of meeting you up, like he always postpones. That's what I'm trying to say. Something comes up, so I think it's similar to the sign that I've just mentioned, of course, but now let me add another major sign about what happens. Even when you meet up, he no longer bothers about being intimate with you anymore, and is always in a hurry. And yes, you see that he's in a hurry, just wants to get it over and done with, so that you'll be like, oh yeah, but I have to go somewhere. So that is a sign that whether he had a bad experience or whatever, but he regrets, he's no longer proud, he does not even dream of doing it at the moment again with you. He just wants to be like, you know what? Nah. So that is a sign. And then another one is when you are with him, like he no longer even makes it special. He no longer even tries to spoil you. I think it's similar to the one that I'm coming from, okay? When you meet up, it's just to see you. Last time he even bought food, but like he made it special because he was aiming at getting in your pants. So once you begin to see him acting in that manner, just know he is definitely regretting. He is. So another one is, look at this. Even when he communicates with you, the conversation becomes shorter. They no longer like make it longer. It's because he is already regretting. And now the final one, the major one, you cannot ignore this. It's like after then, he blocks you. When you maybe now you get to a place you want to text him, find out he has blocked you. You know, you find that you can no longer get hold of him up until you call him with a different number. You know, so that is a sign that he regrets. And well, as I'm remembering another sign here now, before I conclude this one. Okay, and with the blocking part, of course, you can also look at that. He might try to play along, or sometimes he might block you after I realize you're not getting a message. You are keep on chasing him, because some women, you find that you keep on chasing, initiating, and all these things. And he feels like that he no longer wants anything to do with you. Then that's when, before you know it, he blocks you. Or he come up with a story, you know what? Now I want to get off social media. Or he come up with silly excuses. Is because he wants to deliberately block you, or yes, and just to get hold of you. And another one, this one that I wanted to come to, is when you bump into him, he just greets you and phew, he no longer has time for you. You find that he's been avoiding you and all. Then finally you meet in person somewhere, he just greets you and pass you by so that you don't have funny ideas. Okay, so those are the signs. So now what should you do about it, or what be going on in the mind of a guy? Let me say, before I can tell you what you should do about it, is one thing for sure is what could have happened, or what should you do about it. Let me put it like that. Is you must understand, when it comes to men, you find that sometimes it's not that men, they don't attach or they detach and all these things. But I remember one person once said it in this other video I watched it, and I kind of believe that it's the case. That's why their men are like this. They were like, after being intimate, women fall more in love, whereas men fall less in love. So it does not mean that all men are like that. But the thing is, after being intimate with him, you find that all this time he was looking at you. The reason he's acting strange is because all the time he never loved you. You must understand that at the time, maybe he was looking at your physique, and he got curious, or maybe he's never met anyone like you, or he's never slept with anyone who looks like you with your shape, and be like, how is it like being intimate with a lady like this? So you find that everything that he was doing, it was due to lust. Then after he got what he wanted, now it's done. The curiosity is gone. So what else is to come? And find that what makes matters worse is already he was having a lady, he was having a girlfriend. Or find out it's a married man, so what else is he gonna want from you? Unless if, of course, he had an amazing experience with you that he has never seen, of course, that's when he's gonna stick around. But now we're talking about what makes him to run away. So there are a lot of thoughts that comes to a man's mind after being with a lady. Sometimes if it happens sooner or whatever, even if it took time, you can never know. He might think you are loose, or he thinks that the experience was bad, or he thinks like he has gotten what he feels satisfied. Or that's why some men, they can ghost you, and then before you know it, after a month or two, they come back. Now the craving begins all over again. You know, so it happens like that. So what do you do about it? You just have to understand that it was not your fault in the first place. The only fault that you have is you must learn how to read lust and lust. And you must know the risk that you are taking the moment you become intimate with somebody. You don't know their intention. Especially when you know so well, maybe they have a partner, or you don't know, but you know there is a higher risk. It's not your fault. So you just have to find a way to understand that one way or another is something beyond you. It's something you couldn't control, okay? As well as you can look at it like you just have to move on. Find somebody else, you know? That is the way to deal with it. That's the way to avoid it. And that is a thing of you understand that he never loved you in the first place. You never messed up. If a man did love you, let me tell you, he will stick around. Men do. That's why some men, they commit. And you find that sometimes it's the woman who does this, is the one who starts ghosting, who starts regretting. Because find out the man now wants more, he wants to be with her and all these things. So that shows. That's why some people, they've been being intimate in the first night and still stick together. And some they took so long to be intimate, but still after the intimacy, the man is done. I usually looked at like this. I noticed how some men would also be chasing a lady, she'd be rejecting him, and find out in his heart he would force, and women think that because I played hard to get and it took so long, it means he's gonna value me. You won't wanna let me go. No, it's not like that. Yes, logically it makes sense that if you worked hard for something, you're gonna value it. But unlike men, a man will now pursue you further because he wants to get in your pants. And once he's done, he'll be like, yeah, you know what, this lady, she really gave me a hard time. Yes, I knew that one day I'm going to smash, I'm going to do this. That's why I find that men now is as a way of revenging you for taking so long to give him a chance. He's going to leave you like that, especially if it's a man of abundance who already has other women on the side. But if it's a man who never gets to have love, yes, of course, you play that game, most likely he will stick around. So you must understand the kind of a man you're dealing with. And most women, they want a man who is financially stable. So the financially stable one who has a abundance, if he's chasing longer, it's because he realized that it's wasted time. He wants it to be wants all that time he spent chasing you to be worth it. Hence, he gets it, he's gonna ghost you. So yes, of course, those are the signs that a man regrets being intimate with you, and that is what to do about it. And if you enjoyed this content, please like it, okay, and share with others, as well as, most importantly, if you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe and hit the notification bell on your right so you know every time I upload new videos like this. And as for me, Ishi, I will see you in the next video upload. Take care.